level, and then it's going to be Detroit's problem.
Urban gardens for everybody. Whee!
And then it's just going to be renamed Gilbert Land. That's how it's going to get.
Put up a play structure.
I gotta
get
say,
spray painted a week later.
I guess I'll give him a little bit of credit. At least he, said what we all have been saying. Yeah,
I mean, it's been a joke for the longest time, but if he's going to make it happen, I'm all behind it.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, and it made me laugh. I mean, you actually probably one of the funniest things you've done on Twitter. You actually took that article and you
Bob
threw
actually
it.
uses Twitter.
No, the one time, the one time he did, he went ahead and he tweeted that article on our site at Mayor Bing.
Oh, that's right.
And Mayor Bing
called him out on it.
And Mayor Bing retweeted it.
Did he retweet it?
Yes, he did.
I do not remember.
It was outstanding.
Your one claim to fame that's like, hey, look, we're on TV.
Oh, and the best part was
it trended globally, man. I'm like, awesome.
Oh yeah, man. Hashtag
313 love.
Hashtag level Detroit. No, but I mean, so not 2 months later.
I need a PBR.
Yeah, not 2 months later, Bing has a press conference and he's talking about letting people pay to be a ride along with the Detroit Fire Department or the Detroit police squad or anything like that. I'm like, and or demolition crews.
You get to ride around with a cop car. I would have totally have done like a super bad and been in a McLovin in the back of the cop car.
Nice.
I would have paid big money for that. You can still do that or no?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Oh, I'm in.
We are out of beer.
How bad planning? How did that happen?
Hey, I don't want the last one.
No. This is you have the second to the last one
At 10:15.
Scott,
We've left enough here in the past.
I'm
Bob, this is what happens when you've started drinking.
This is why we can't have. This is why we can't have nice things.
That's right. This is why we can't have nice
Is it
things.
still Oktoberfest?
It is.
Yeah. You're still drinking, so apparently it's Oktoberfest
exactly.
somewhere.
I thought the rule was Oktoberfest ends when you stop drinking.
I feel
Isn't
guilty
that how that
taking this
goes?
last beer. Scott, you got to take it.
No, I'm
No, I'm good. I've had enough. You guys have gotten enough out of me. Shut up and drink your beer. No, but talking about the whole car thing, that was one of the other things that I threw out here that I'd actually kind of like to get on the show sometime. Is so Zipcar is getting a lot of media lately.
Yeah, didn't the band from the first Pinkster Party use Zipcar?
Yeah, which is basically, as far as I can tell, a glorified car rental service. But it's you can rent a car,
but it's like a cheap motel, like you do it by the hour.
Well, yeah, you can rent a car for $9 an hour.
It's like the 10-speed bikes that you see around Detroit,
like the Flamingo Motel.
And dude, the best part of that,
we have to rent luggage.
Well, no. So the Flamingo Motel, it's on Groesbeck. I drive by it every day, and the LAMI was burnt out for the longest time. So it was the F and Go Motel. It was outstanding,
awesome.
But no, so you can rent
it's
a
like
car
a Chevy Chase movie.
Yep. It's
Hotel Coral Essex.
It's
that escalated quickly, and we totally lost his train of thought.
I try so hard.
That's the uncle from Breaking Bad with that bell.
Pretty much.
It totally is.
Oh yeah,
It totally is.
I'm not talking anymore. I'm just hitting the bell when they say yes.
Wait, give me that bell. Your bell privileges have been revoked.
Yeah, you'll be the new Harpo from the Marx Brothers. You won't actually talk. Yeah,
damn it.
No, so it's it's $9 an hour. It includes gas and insurance. Or but the stat that caught me was that if you want to rent it for an entire day, it's $75 an hour. Now,
an hour or a day?
No, a day. Sorry.
And I was going to say an hour?
Yeah, so $75 a day. Isn't that more expensive than just about any other rental company on the planet, as far as I know?
Depends on the car.
Enterprise is like $35
I was going to say, depends on the car. Though.
I rent enough cars, yeah.
Really? That cheap?
Yeah, absolutely. You get,
Well, I mean, for you, maybe for the traveling salesman.
Ooh.
Get the discounts.
Ooh. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a, I get 55 cents a mile if I'm driving down like Cincinnati, Louisville. I rent a car. That way,
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to be a good corporate boy, right? Crickets.
Damn it, I should.
You know what, Steve? I'm dragging you right into this. Here we go. So tell us about Aero Strategies and what you guys got going on.
And go.
And no pressure.
MobileAppDev.net developers, we're all in.
There we go. All right, I'm done for the night.
How many .NET guys you hired last month?
Oh, unreal. I mean, probably in the
More
last,
importantly, how many .NET guys did you want to hire last month?
I think right now...
Or girls. Let's be equal opportunity.
We are equal opportunity, EEO, all the time. I think right now we have about at least 15 openings for .NET developers.
That's it?
Oh, at least. I mean, that's it. That's my best guess.
My wife just texted me to say Oktoberfest is over, my friend. So, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
all right, so
dun.
she just wants you to stop drinking because she's due like any day now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
November 6th.
We need to get you sober before Halloween.
Right.
So .NET.
Oh, wait a minute. My wife is due during your conference. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, so Bob's not
We'll
going to be there.
simulcast it.
I'll be there.
We'll simulcast it.
I was in Minneapolis for my last daughter's birth, and my wife says, I'm going into labor. I says, I'm getting on a plane. So I ran through the terminal, got a flight. They didn't believe me, so I had to pay like $500. And I ran like 150 miles an hour down the highway, and I got there with like 40 minutes to spare.
See, and the sad part is, like in the '80s, you could make you could actually make the reference that you pulled an OJ. Because, the old Hertz
I was going to
commercial
say
with-
OJ
Yeah,
to the
right,
airport.
yeah.
with OJ running, but
Right,
you,
I didn't stab anybody.
Yeah, you can't say pulled an OJ anymore.
No.
Nope.
And by the way, Jeremiah would like us to know that it is Boston, Manhattan, and San Francisco that all fit in Detroit, and I know because it's his post that was referenced in the Reddit article.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
Yeah, but what about
so
now
I
we have 3 listeners.
All right. so I missed the city. Well,
Right.
Whatever.
Back to .NET developers.
Yeah, so Steve, .NET developers. So are those all in the Detroit area, or is there certain industries? Like, are you seeing one particular industry over another, focusing on one technology?
Nope,
What's-
everything and everywhere from Detroit to Ann Arbor to Flint, all over Metro Detroit, we're seeing .NET developers. Java more than ever as well. Java
Really?
folks are
Really?
hard to
So
find.
Java's rearing its ugly head once
I've been
again.
hearing that.
So what is the deal? Like, is it? Help me understand that. Like, how is Java? Do you hear the reasons why one particular language is coming back? In popularity
honestly,
again.
for all intents and purposes, Java's probably
It's
going to
just
wind
like-
up being like a mainframe thing. Mainframe's never going to go away.
It's never going to go away. So
And so Java, there was
when
a
you and I
lot of-
were back in the day,
Java
Java
was
was
it.
Java.
Well, and so that's the
But in
point.
what
I mean, so you've got
applications,
a
though?
lot-
On front end? It's not on front end anymore for
it's all
Java.
middleware. But
you
all right.
and I used to make fun of the Microsoft certs back in the day, right?
Oh yeah,
It's like-
MCSE must call someone else, or Microsoft certified solitaire
but
expert.
now,
yeah.
actually,
Do MCSEs still exist? I have
I'm sure
not
that-
heard
Oh, yeah.
that being.
Yeah.
I haven't heard
Really?
that.
I-
In what?
I-
No, I
but-
mean, is it in demand or is it?
But that particular cert still is in high demand for recruiting.
I haven't seen it lately, but we used to have a client that wanted, and they must have been MCSE certified as well as have a bachelor's degree, and that was the unicorn because either you were certified or you had a degree. There was no combination of the. But
People can't afford both these
yeah,
days.
Well, I remember I went when I was working in Colo. I said, you know what? Maybe I want to get it. Think about the engineering side, so I know
Right.
both sides of it.
Right.
To get an MCSE was like $12,000 at
Oh
one
yeah,
of the learning centers.
back in GLTG days, we used to pay for that on top of your salary, on top of your hiring bonus, just to get you in the door, and that was just to make sure you were a warm body 3 months later, so we could utilize that and bill you out at 3 times the rate.
But I've never heard anybody. You're almost better off with just an A+ Network Plus than you are with an MCSE these days.
I would
I
think
wrong?
so, but judging from
MCSE
the recruiter in the room,
is-
that,
But according to the man,
well, according to the guy that's looking for the purple unicorn,
again, that was years ago. But to answer your question about Java versus .NET, .NET is in a lot smaller shops, a lot smaller companies that are running it. They're trying to run .NET enterprise level, but they're not.
But see, that's what I was getting
well,
at.
it's
Like
a,
the
it's
reason
a
I was
different definition of
but
the word
reason-
enterprise.
The reason I was
Right,
asking
right,
is like I do
100%.
contract work at Chrysler, and they're all about SharePoint. They're all about .NET customization, and that's not a small shop. So
Right. It depends. Again, it's the eye of the beholder in that
Right,
regard.
okay.
Because some places will run SharePoint .NET.
they're trying to emulate the big guys.
Yes. Again, it depends. I'm not an architect in that regard.
No.
But that's just what we see. But
Steve, let me ask you this: we found a niche with Detroit Net, like the guys that show up to our events, going, "I've been 30 years I've been doing COBOL." Right, and I'm like, go learn .NET.
Exactly.
Is there a market? Like, when we had Grand Circus in here, they do a lot of retraining and a lot of development training. Is there room for those guys to like, hey, let me take a left turn, learn .NET, and get in? Or
there is 9 times out of 10 they're not going to pay a company like us to do that.
right? No, not for you guys, but I mean,
but-
for you to coach them and say, hey, hey, go to Grand Circus, go learn .NET, and call me in 3 months. I mean, those guys should be able to pick that stuff up rather quickly. No.
What you got to learn though is a lot of times those mainframe guys are making good money. They're making 75, 80 grand, sometimes even 100.
Yeah.
And when they go learn .NET, they go, well, we need 100. And I go, that's not how it works. You're an entry-level .NET guy at this point. And so they got to understand that with recalibration of skills, it's a recalibration of everything. They're
Starting over.
recalibrating their career. Yeah,
it's a change in career path.
and they
absolutely.
are. But where they're finding their niche is those companies that have a legacy environment that's mainframe, that's maybe even like a VB6 environment, where they can go into and go, no, here, I was like a Bane scenario where it goes, I was bred into .NET. You just, whatever.
I was born in the pits of
Yeah,
hell.
I was born in the mainframe. I learned mainframe. That's all I knew until I
You
was
adapted
12.
the darkness. I was born in it.
Exactly. There you go. Exactly. And then they're learning the
Bigger
.NET.
nerd. Where's the bell?
We're talking .NET darkness. I mean, it equates.
And they're able to transfer those legacy systems over to .NET.
Oh no! I mean, hands down, like Bob was saying, we've told people a million times. The legacy mainframe COBOL guys, they show up and they're like, well, what do we do? You go learn .NET, you go learn Java, you go learn one of those bridge languages because you are head and shoulders above. Even as an entry level .NET developer or an entry level Java developer, you show up and say, look, I understand how the Kix interfaces works, or I understand how the MQ interfaces work.
But those guys all
I
have
can do that stuff on top of it. You're golden.
Absolutely.
I say those guys all have C+ backgrounds, right?
Yep.
And it's the kind of the framework for it.
Object-oriented.
So
once you learn,
on LinkedIn, we had that conversation.
Once you learn one object-oriented language, it's like the whole Russian Italian.
It's syntax. It really is. I mean,
Well, it's the Spanish, Italian, and French thing.
Yeah.
Once you learn any of the Romance languages, they're all basically the same. Yes, some of the syntax might be different here or there, or a word might be slightly different here or there, but they're all basically the same. You roll with how you roll.
Should I do this? Beer must be French because I gotta go wee wee. I'm just. Where's the bell?
I got to keep.
And we're done.
And we're. I got to keep this bell out of reach of Bob. Here, Scott, take this.
I really don't understand what the bell is used for.
We
don't know.
This is actually new to us, so we don't actually know either.
We found a new toy. We figured we'd use it.
Thank God we're at a break. Bob, do your thing.
The IT and the D show.
We'll be right back.
Are you okay?
That was a great end of
I
it.
think so.
You know, that was the end of the
Boy,
segment.
who
It couldn't
knows
have
what
went
else
better.
is in this swamp?
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Not now!
Okay.
See you guys in the emergency room, huh?
Hello, pretty lady. Tell me something. What's a beautiful broad like you doing with a malaka like this, huh?
It's purely sexual.
No, it.
She's into malakas, Dino.
She's into malakas. Do you believe that?
One of the best movies ever.
She's in the Malakas, Dino. What can I say? This is the IT and the D show, Raw Radio X, Midtown Detroit, Michigan, the Russell Industrial Center. Again, this is Bob, the sales guy. Jeff, the voice of reason. Dave the Geek, here with Scott from TAM.
What was that? Have another Slim Jim.
I'm choking on a Slim Jim.
Get the bell.
Hit him.
Heimlich! I'm good. I can breathe again.
This is what happens when we run out of beer.
Yeah, exactly. And we ran out of beer. This is like
The
honestly,
first, actually, it's the first time ever.
whose fault is this?
Dave's.
It is Dave's? How many did you? No, never
I
mind.
bought an 18-pack. What do you want from me?
No, you're good.
More beer. Make that happen.
We got Steve here from Arrow 2. We're talking about jobs, the market, .NET, Java, all that good stuff.
Java.
Java.
This is your last chance, Java.
Enough.
Jeez, guys.
There's like so many references there. I don't know.
The one random topic that I keep
Pizza the Hut.
right. I keep bringing pizza
He ate
sends
him.
out for you.
He ate himself.
The one random topic that I keep bringing forward each week that we've never gotten into yet is the one that was cracking us up left and right, and it's the teachers on the Seeking Arrangement website.
What? Oh, I forgot about
We're bringing
that.
this up.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that was the Facebook thing?
No, this is great.
Yeah, so there was an article that came out that said, basically there's this website called Seeking Arrangement.
Teachers
where-
are basically in poverty these days.
Yeah, and so, these,
Pick a different URL.
girls are looking for sugar daddies or seeking an arrangement, as it were.
Right.
And they're finding that actually Metro Detroit has the highest per capita percentage of teachers on that website that are looking basically for money for school supplies. for
Honey,
their
we've
kids.
come a long way from the PTA.
Whatever.